my name is Rachel and I'm here today to talk about the books that I want to read in the month of March. So I have 6 books that I'm hoping to get to in March and we will see how that goes. So I'm just going to get straight into showing you the books today. So the first book is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I made a video recently about the books that I want to get to before I leave Switzerland, specifically like classics and modern classics, and this was high on the list. I have wanted to read this for years and years and years and haven't. I think I'm one of the only people who hasn't read it, especially in BookTube, and I just think this is going to be amazing and I need to read more dystopian, so this is one that I really want to pick up. This is about a woman called Offred, who I think is like a breeder for a family. I think the story is that like households have a breeder. I don't really know. I've not read it and I've not seen the TV show, but I've wanted to read it for a long time, and so I'm very, very excited to pick it up. I also have 2 other books here that I mentioned in that video. The first one is Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. I've wanted to read this for a really long time, and what I'm hoping to do is stop everything that I'm reading and just pick this up and to just read this on its own. Like, I normally read a lot of different books at once, but I don't want to do that. I've been wanting to read this book specifically for a very long time, and so I'm going to actually give it the time that I want to give it and read it. This is about a guy called Humbert who is in love with a girl called Lolita. She is a child, and so obviously this is a little bit of a taboo book. And yeah, like I mentioned in my video, one of the main reasons I want to read this is, number 1, I think it sounds fascinating, and number 2, I know it's a big inspiration for a lot of Lana Del Rey songs and I really like Lana Del Rey, so I want to read it. And then another book that I mentioned in that video was Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achibe. Now this I think is a modern classic, but I'm not absolutely sure. Basically this is about a guy called Aquanko who is like, again, showing his feelings. He's very aggressive, he deals with everything with his fists. His father was seen as weak and he doesn't want to be like his father, and then it's all about his pride and whether his pride will destroy him and stuff like that. It sounds very like toxic masculinity-esque, and I'm into it. I think it sounds amazing. And the other books aren't books from that list. They're just some books that I picked up off my shelves and thought I would try to get to this month. So the first one is Days Without End by Sebastian. This is one of the last books I have that is LGBT plus on my shelves in Switzerland. There's a one thing, like I say I want to read dystopian, but I've still got loads of dystopian on my shelves. I say I want to read all my classics, but I've still got a lot of classics on my shelves. The one thing that I say I want to read and I read is LGBT content. If there are LGBT books on my shelves, they're gone. And this is one of the last ones that I haven't read. So I really want to get to this one. This was Costa's Book of the Year in 2016, as you can see there. I've just wanted to read it for a while. I did hear very mixed thoughts about it, but also some of the people who I heard good things from are people who I like trust their opinion. But it is a mass market paperback, which I don't usually like because the writing's normally tiny. But in this one, they've not made the writing tiny. Although, where are the oh my god, these paragraphs are so long. Okay, anyway, not the point. This is about 2 guys who fight in the Civil War, I think, and then they find a little girl, I think she's an Indian girl, yeah, a young Indian girl, and they adopt her, and it goes from there. I'm excited for it. I think it'll be good. Next, we have a book that I, again, have wanted to read for a really long time, but haven't, and I want to pick it up this month, and that is The Martian by Weir. I've seen the film of this and absolutely adore it, but I know that the book is supposed to be fantastic as well, and so I've been wanting to read it for a really, really long time, and yeah, I'm deciding to pick it up. My one issue is that I have read, well, I didn't even finish it, I DNF'd it, which, if you know me, I never DNF things because I always want to finish them, and I actually DNF'd it because it was fucking terrible, and that was Artemis by Weir. But I don't think this is going to be the same situation because I've heard that this is very good. So yeah, this is about a guy who finds himself stranded on Mars, and then he has to try and survive on Mars while his like crew try and come back to get him if they can. And then the last book I have is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is a book that I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy. It's basically a sci-fi modern type of retelling of Cinderella, but I've never been sure whether I will actually enjoy it, so I kind of want to read it before I leave Switzerland, because then if I don't enjoy it, then that's a book I don't have to put in my suitcase and I can go and give to a charity shop, because I have way too many books to take home already. So it would be good to know whether I like this or not before I leave Switzerland, then I can decide whether I take it home with me or not. They are all the books that I'm hoping to get to in the month of March. I think that should be okay. I mean, I'm getting back into reading now. At the start of February, I was kind of just like not in it with the reading because I was writing so much, but now I've got like a good half and half going with spending my spare time reading or writing, so it's pretty good at the moment. And then hopefully I'll have read all these by the end of March. That would be wonderful, especially these two, especially this one. I just want to read Lolita. I feel like, what am I going to bang on about if I do read it though? Like, what's going to be the book that I talk about all the time as wanting to read and never read? Because I've been talking about Lolita for more than 2 years now, so what's going to be my next thing that I ran on about all the time? Who knows? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you've read any of these books and you want to tell me which one to read first, please go ahead in the comments below. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye!